Yes, so it's about time. It's about time. It is going down. If you do not know your history, you would know where you are coming from. Good evening and welcome to another wonderful spirit and knowledge filled edition of Street Report on Airborne Day 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifan Shuku AKZ Ezanum, but of course, the one that I call metal. And so this is how we kick it started on this particular edition of Street Reports on Ebon Day. How are you doing this evening? I want to believe that you've had a wonderful day today. And on this edition of Street Reports, we are here to sensitize in a relaxed mood. We are here to educate, entertain, so sit back and relax as Street Report unfolds, Yeah, the reason why I said that if you do not know your history, you won't know where you're coming from, is that sometimes we need to retrace our steps. By the way, that word, that saying, is a word from a wise person, someone, Robert Nesta Marley. If you do not know your history, you won't know where you are coming from, So today we are going to go a bit down to history, to learn a thing or two. That's exactly what we're doing today. So sometimes, we need to trace our steps back in the manner that we go, like you go into history, because trend over time gets in the way, and sometimes it looks as if we have forgotten where we are coming from. So today I tend to go into our history as far as the transatlantic slave movement, as we bring you the story of oladuah equiano, oladuah equiano, an Igbo man who became a slave at a very tender age of 11 in Igbo land, and he did this, how he did what he did, how this story now, is going to, how is this story going to benefit our present society, and the answer to that is that we get to retrace, we get to know some things we don't even know about ourselves. That's what history does for us. With history, we get to know some things we don't really know about ourselves. Let me tell you that Equiano recorded his biography. Like in his biography, he recorded that he was kidnapped alongside his sister and was sold a slave. He was sold as a slave. He was sold twice thereafter, but he purchased his freedom in 1766. When he regained his freedom, he joined the Sons of Africa, an abolitionist group of it is composed of Africans living in Britain as at the time, and their aim is to make sure that slave trade was abolished at the time, and they achieved their aim. They started by creating awareness, and they created awareness about abolishing the slave trade. He later began to trace his roots back to Igbo land, and in the process, some of his researches opened a lot of facts about the true history of the Igbo people. Facts that is not only known by him, but most Igbo people who truly knows their history, truly, people like Ozem and Sugbe, Tata, Anyi, na eba ata na she to history to learn a thing or two kai muta ofife mo be bo ni he gbastala ya ya kuzila onya ibo. You know, a whole lot of happenings, man, of late, and I say, ni ihe dị otu a Igbo na-eme ihe dị otu a, you know, and with like tracing back to history like this is the way. But another way I guess we are really if I kwesịrị na-eme na if I kwesịrị na-eme as ndị Igbo, you know, or if I na-eme na street report on this edition, you know. So we get to learn a lot. You know, our ancestors passed down a lot of history, culture, like heritage, you know, and how are we going to pass it on to another generation? This is how. So please pay attention as Street Report on Ebona, the 103.5 FM unfolds. I am Martin Ifan Shuku AKZS number the first. Stick around with this one coming from Zoro and please enjoy it as Street Report unfolds. I'll be right back.